Hey everyone, I'm Renton Millar. I'm the head judge of Park for World Skate. Right now we've got a new video that's coming out, noted by head judge. It's a relatively quick video on my thoughts during the event. Quick in comparison to the recap videos that go for a lot longer. So in this event, the Rome event, we had a new format. So a few changes to it. In the qualifying, we had 3 runs, best run counts or time until a fall. If you bail, you're done. And then we have the same format in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So 3 runs, best run counts, time until a fall, or if you bail, you're finished. In the final, that's where we have another difference in the format. So we start off with 3 runs, best run counts. If you fall, your run's finished or it goes until time. And then after that, we take our top 5 skaters and then they will get one extra golden run. So one last chance at getting a great score. And the first 3 runs, that score still stands. So if you get the highest run score in your first run and you go into the golden run and no one else does a higher score, then you can win with your first run. But the golden run just means you get one more chance to do it. And then on top of that, you also get a first wall rebate. That basically means if you bail, you can get back up and try again. So the first round in Rome, very exciting. Some new skaters that look like they've been working really hard. Always good to see new skaters from different countries. Really big highlight I thought was seeing Steve Pinheiro qualify first. He's worked really hard the entire time we've been doing World Skate Olympic qualifying events, and it was cool to see him lead the pack. He's always working hard, and it's cool to see it pay off for someone that works so hard. Incidentally, also later in the round, in one of the later rounds, Steve had a pretty sick move, the frontside 360 heel flip over the spine, which I think was probably the hardest spine trick of the event. I thought that was a rad move, so it was pretty sick to see. Pretty sick to see some people from different countries come out, new skaters from China, new skaters from Japan, saw the Indonesian contingent. Brings a lot of flavour to skating. Skating is a global thing, and it's pretty sick to see Olympic skateboarding influence all these other countries around the globe that perhaps haven't competed before so much, such as the Indonesians. Great to see like a lot of skaters been working hard, like Ganjo, Phoenix, Guglielmo, Tay, Nana Tabule, Liam Pace, Rafael Tome, Helena Lorino, Tiger Gamino. So many good skaters that really skated in the earlier rounds. I can't really list them all, but as judges, like we're big skate fans, and it's amazing to see just all these skaters skate so hard and be so competitive and bring so much to skating and progression. I think it's going to be really exciting, this next round of Olympic qualifying. Another notable thing I've seen at this part of the competition was that the skaters that had a more balanced application of the criteria succeeded over skaters that really shone in one criteria and lacked in others. We have 5 or 6 criterias: use of the skate park, difficulty of tricks, variety of tricks, consistency, execution, flow, a little bit of creativity in there. If you really excel in one, it's good, but you need to sort of have a good balanced spread of a good contribution in all of them. So a little bit of an example, like we had Li Fan Lin and Nana Tabule skate really well in the women's. Li Fan Yin really had some extremely hard tricks like sugar canes and stuff like that. But in the end, Nana pipped her for first place, really just because of her line around the skate park. Both great skating, both had different high points, but the judges really felt that when it came to the entire criteria, Nana was the best run of the day. So the quarterfinals, here we are adding the pre-qualified skaters, so the level gets much higher. I'll just take this time to explain that execution is a big part of the criteria. Particularly with the girls, we often see some of the better skaters tone their skating right back just to be safe, and the execution, it can suffer. I mean, the judges really want to see tricks executed well. If your execution gets a little bit sloppy, perhaps the grinds get a little bit shorter, or the rail doesn't quite get on a frontside feeble grind, or the airs are a bit smaller, the judges can potentially punish the skaters for that. They want to see good execution. The judges don't mind people doing easy tricks if they're done well. A nice frontside air is timeless, it's classic, but then a sloppy frontside air is just in no way comparison, so same trick, but definitely a different reward for two different executions. Also, in the quarters, started to see a few new things that were sort of new to these events. Seeing people go to fakie over the hips. It's not much, something that people have been doing for years in other areas of skating, but just seeing stuff like Kalani flip fakie over the hips, or Sawyer going to fakie over the hips in a line, it sort of showed me that we're progressing to some new stuff, and that is really, really cool. Also in the men's, it was good to see skaters like Lenny Jansen and Elias, the way they approached the park. Elias didn't make a run, but his approach is very much a park style approach. So when I watch a lot of park skating and I see a few different approaches from the way different skaters approach it, you have vert style skaters on one end, and then you have sort of the more park style skaters on the other end, people like Lenny or Elias. There's a lot of other skaters as well, but these skaters are just the ones that I just flagged just then. This discipline came as much from the parks as it did from vert, and it's great to see both favours. I think, the progression of Olympic skateboarding, we've seen a lot of skaters rely a little bit on the vert approach. Vert tricks are very powerful, they're very easy to understand, they're difficult, and you can go big. I love vert skating, but I think that this discipline is really a mix of the vert and the park, and we can't forget about the park. And I think it's amazing to see people like Elias and Lenny continue that park style of skating and skate so rad and just show off some entertaining skateboarding. Also, Max Koo was insane. Just for a little guy, he has a huge future. Doesn't quite have the execution needed to go against the big boys. I think he must be 10 or 11 years old. Skating against essentially fully grown, mature skaters. He definitely has the tricks. Just the execution is still just needs to get a little bit more power. Combo the blunt kickflip and then the kickflip body varial 540, I think, is a vision from the future. That's some seriously technical stuff. Semifinals. So we saw Lily Eriksson skating really, really well. Some really stylish skating. Good to see. Of course, Kokona skated really, really well. Her curation of tricks is second to none. Nothing repeated, using all of the park. Execution is always good. I would almost say it's pretty close to like a textbook example of a competition run and how it's applied to all of the obstacles and not to repeat, and it's always great to watch. Also seeing Rui Sugawara shredding really, really hard. Backslid Smith over the bridge is a really, really hard move. It's a fundamental, it's kind of a basic trick, but just in a really, really rad spot. And then at the end of her run, had the feeble grinder fake into the cab backside disaster in the deep. It's a new trick we haven't seen a lot from the girls, so a little bit of an advancement. She had some consistency, she's got a good execution. It was great to see her skate in her first competition. Okay, so at this stage of the event, I feel like we saw a group of guys who didn't go to the Olympics really make a statement that they were keen to go to the next one. I think sometimes skaters hold back, make a run, and sometimes sit short of advancing. I feel like in this semi-finals, there was a bunch of guys that really, really, really weren't going to let that happen, and they came out swinging and they did their best stuff. So we had Guy, so absolutely shredding, introduced the 900, absolutely insane trick, proper milestone for park skating. Well done, Guy. He's going to be a force for the future. I mean, he already is. So we had Sawyer Inamata. So I think he introduced the 720 into park skating. Another milestone. Also, a little bit to that, he had to do the Indy to fakie into it. It requires some switch use of the park or some fakie use of the park. So there's a little bit more than the 720 than just that trick. Also added the kickflip varial Indy 5. So that's a super, super hard trick. I'm sure a lot of people know, maybe some don't, but a lot of people have been doing the kickflip body varial 5. I was around when kickflip body varial 5 first happened, the kickflip 5 first happened. When people first did the kickflip body varial 5, it wasn't quite the kickflip 540, because basically your board's spinning 360 and your body's spinning 540. So kickflip body varial 5, super gnarly trick, but on the kickflip varial 540, we've got the board spinning 720 and the body spinning 540. So there's a lot more to it. So Sawyer bringing that trick was very, very, very strong, especially in light of the fact that he's also bringing in the stale 720. So great run from Sawyer. I think that Sawyer and Guy were really, really close. I think Guy really got rewarded for bringing in that another level trick. Like the 900 is such a heavy trick that really got Guy over the line over Sawyer. Sawyer had some other strong points, but really the progression of bringing that 900 really brought a lot to Guy's run. Finals, Rome 2025. So on the entire run, Mizuho beat Arisa. I think really because just a broader application of the criteria, and Egowitz beats Guy. Again, just with a better application of the criteria over the whole run. So we'll go through the criteria in Arisa versus Mizuho. Execution, both skated pretty well with the execution. Variety of tricks. Mizuho clearly had Arisa on this one. Front side and backside flips, lip tricks like blunt slides in the deep. She had the 540. Really tricks over all the obstacles. I think Mizuho clearly had her on that. Arisa had more vert style tricks. Again, maybe she had the most difficult trick, but overall, I think the variety of tricks really was Mizuho's. Difficulty of the tricks, I think this is pretty similar, but on a different style for each skater. On Arisa's hand, she had the switch McTwist, and she also had the line with the frontside starfish cab. But Mizuho over her entire run had either the same amount of difficulty or more over a number of tricks. So the difficulty was, I think that was Mizuho who got that, but it was over her whole run as opposed to Arisa who had it in just a few tricks. Use of the park. In this area, Mizuho clearly was ahead of Arisa. She hit every part of the park. As a judge, I never like to judge people on what they don't do, but it's quicker to explain it on this situation that Arissa didn't hit the bridge or the volcano or the spine. Whereas on the other hand, Mizuho, like Smith the bridge, Elliott the volcano, she hit the spine. Not the hardest trick on the spine, but just showed she had a line that went through it. I think on park skating, just having a line where, I mean, even if you go on a park and you just get around it and you're like, I need to go from there to there to there to there, you know, that's difficult in itself without adding the tricks in. And I think in this case, Mizuho added tricks in and she hit all those places. She hit over the pocket as well. But on the other hand, Arissa didn't hit the bridge, she didn't hit the volcano, and she didn't hit the spine, which is a key part of why Mizuho beat Arissa. As far as flow, I think Mizuho had Arissa on that one. But again, not to take anything away from Arissa, she absolutely killed it. The combos of the 360 Indian, the frontside starfish cab, the switch McTwist, and that's not even saying her McTwist is so classic. It's just amazing to watch. It's great. It's just that I think at this one, Mizuho had her. But congratulations, Mizuho. Okay, so Gi versus Ego. So to apply the criteria to the men. So consistency with Ego versus Gi. Clearly Ego. I don't think I've ever seen a skater pack so much into his run. Could be wrong, but I think that was as good a consistency as I've ever seen in any run ever in Ego's run. It was just full of stuff. When you think about how many tricks Ego had, not even to mention the difficulty, the execution, all that, but the amount of stuff that Ego had in his run was huge. Gi had a little bit less, so on that one, Ego definitely had him. Execution, they both skated pretty well. Variety of tricks, this was clearly Ego. Flip tricks, rotations, lip tricks, gap tricks, tech trips. He had everything in his run, I feel like. Flow, I think Ego had Gi on that one too. Difficulty of tricks, like the women, Gi really had a standout trick, the 900. But over the entire run, I think Ego had more difficulty. Use of the park, I mean, this is a really important one because we're talking park skating. If we didn't have use of the park, we'd just basically be judging either vert quarter pipes or minis and hips. Ego, which really had some of the best park use I've ever seen. Congratulations to everybody. It was an amazing competition. I feel very, very privileged to be in a position to be able to judge such amazing skateboarding and to witness where it's going and to be a part of the next Olympic phase or series of events going into it. Thanks everybody. See you at the next event.